everyone, my name is Raine. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about all of the books that I read back in August. As if you care at this point. So obviously this video is long overdue. We're just gonna wing it. We're gonna do this, and I have some little notes here that I take throughout my reading experience, so that should help a little bit. I mean, for the most part, you'll at least get my star ratings for these, and then I can finally post them on Goodreads because I'm also like 3 months behind on that, so welcome to my life. So the first book that I ended up picking up in August was actually a buddy read. This is a book that I buddy read with my friend Deja over at Deja's Book World, and that is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. So this is kind of a contemporary story where we are following Amira Tucker, who is the nanny for this very wealthy white couple, and one day she gets a phone call from the mother, Alex, and she is frantic. There's been some sort of emergency and she needs Amira to come and pick up her 2-year-old daughter Briar and just kind of take her away for a few hours. So she decides to take her to the grocery store. So basically what happens there is a woman starts accusing Amira of kidnapping Briar, and a security guard gets involved and things just kind of escalate from there. So this book has a lot of social commentary about white privilege and performative activism. It's just a great conversation piece. It's perfect for a book club. Deja and I had a great time discussing this one. I think we both rated it 4 stars. So it's a good time, and it's really easy to read. Like, if you want to read it really quickly, I feel like you could read this one pretty fast. We kept like reading past the point we were supposed to for discussion, but we had a good time reading it. And while it doesn't pack like a huge punch, it definitely has some like subtler punches throughout. So it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely slouching in this video, I feel like. But the next book that I picked up in August was Salems Lot by Stephen King. This was my next Stephen King to pick up. I finally picked this one up. I haven't read a Stephen King in months, and I was like, I need to pick up a Stephen King. So at the time when I picked this up, Gabby had just read it from Gabby Reads, and she enjoyed it, and you know, I just love Gabby, so I'll read anything that she reads. I mean, we all love Gabby, but I read it, loved it, gave it 4 stars. It does get a little tedious at times. There are some definite trigger warnings for child abuse in here that I was not expecting. That I don't want to say they were triggering, but they were definitely unexpected, and they did make me a bit anxious. So I did tab those in here if anyone wants to know exactly when they happen in the book. Like, if you want to reach out to me about that. I loved the main character here, Ben Mears, and it's just another Stephen King that I can now say that I love. So 4 stars for this one. Good time. Loved it. And can't wait to read more of his works. The next book that I ended up picking up in August was The Shadow Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. This is a book that I've been talking about getting around to for so long, so I'm so glad that I actually ended up picking it up in August, and I did enjoy it. It was very entertaining. It's definitely a lot more romance than like action-packed fantasy, but I do enjoy the way that Tricia Levenseller writes her female characters. They're always very badass, and I just want to like be like them. It was still a fun time, so I ended up giving it 3 stars. The next book that I ended up picking up in August was Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford. This is a book that we picked for the Stacks of Strange book club. This is a book club that I put together where me and a bunch of booktubers get together and read weird books each month, and then I host a live show at the end of the month where we discuss it. So I do have a live discussion here on my channel. I'll link it down below for this book that has like all of my thoughts, spoilery and non-spoilery. We do talk about our general ratings in the very beginning, and then I let you guys know before we get into spoilers. So if you do want to check out like the beginning part of that, then you'll know exactly my thoughts on that. But I did think on it some more since the live show, and as I've been sitting on it, I definitely want to rate this one a 3.5. It's very weird. I did enjoy it, and check out my live show for more on that. The next book I picked up in August was Who's There by Demas Rio. I was sent this book by the author for review, and I very much enjoyed it. This is a horror short story collection. It was a lot of fun. A lot of the stories are very eerie. If you are new to the horror genre, I feel like it's a good one to start with because the stories aren't too scary. They're just more like eerie and unnerving. So it was a lot of fun. I gave this one 4 stars, and thank you so much, Demas, for sending this one to me. It was great. The next book I ended up finishing in August, I have been reading for quite some time. I've just been reading little bits and pieces each month, and that is The Modern Guide of Witchcraft by Skye Alexander. This is a book that is about witchcraft, and I reached out to my friend Crystal at Crystal Visions and asked her what a great beginner guide to witchcraft would be, and this is the one that she recommended to me. She said it was really great for beginners, and I have to completely agree with her. I thought it was great. All of the information here is really easy to read and absorb and understand. So I think it's a great guide for beginners, and I can't wait to learn some more about witchcraft. So the next book I ended up picking up in August was the first book that I picked up for Summerween, which was a cool like summer Halloween readathon that was being hosted by Gabby and Olivia. It was really cool, and I'm so happy to have participated. I ended up completing only 3 of the challenges, but I do have a reading vlog if you want a more in-depth analysis on these books. I definitely encourage you to check that out. I will link it down below. But I read A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill, and I ended up giving this one 4.5 stars. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's just like, it's near and dear to my heart. I mean, I might even change that to a 5, to be honest. Also for Summerween, I ended up reading The Shadows by Alex North, another one I very, very much enjoyed. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. It was a lot of fun, very twisty. There were some things I didn't see coming. Great time. I'm very much loving the way that this author writes, and I can't wait to read more of his works now. And then the last book that I finished for August and for Summerween was The House on Abigail Lane by Keelan Patrick Burke, which y'all know I love him. So I ended up giving that one 4.5 stars. It's about like a haunted house, and all my thoughts about that one are down below in that reading vlog for Summerween, so if you want to check that out. I worked really hard on it, and it just means a lot to me when you guys watch my vlogs. So I hope that you guys like this video, and I'm so happy to finally let you guys know my thoughts on the books I read in August. I'm so sorry it's long overdue, but it is what it is at this point. You guys should be used to my shenanigans by now. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.